Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. Today we're looking at AI and project management,
Okay.
specifically how AI is changing the way project managers work and the kinds of tools they use,
Right, and how they can use these tools to get the best results.
like crafting the perfect AI prompt.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be huge.
So we have been reading articles and talking to some experts, and
Yeah.
one of the things that really stood out is that a lot of people using AI are seeing a big jump in productivity.
Like a huge jump. I think it was something like 81%.
Wow. Yeah, that's massive.
It is. It's like we're on the cusp of a revolution in project management.
It really feels that way.
Yeah.
So let's dive into some of these tools that are making such a difference. What are some of the ones that you think are really game changers?
Well, Google's Gemini is a big one. It's built right into the Google Workspace apps like Gmail and Slides.
Yeah, those are pretty much essential for anyone working on projects these days.
Right. So imagine you're a project manager and you're starting a new project. You've got emails flying back and forth, all these different threads.
Yeah, it can be a nightmare just trying to get organized.
Exactly. But with Gemini, you can actually ask it to analyze those email threads and create a project brief for you right there in Google Docs.
Automatically.
Automatically.
That's incredible. It would save so much time.
And it can even help you create visuals for your presentations.
Oh, wow. So you could just tell it what kind of charts or diagrams you need, and it would just make them.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Done.
just give it a few prompts and boom, you've got professional-looking visuals.
That's a game changer, for
Yeah.
sure. There's one big AI tool that we can't ignore.
You're talking about ChatGPT.
The one and only.
Everyone's talking about it, and for good reason. It's a seriously powerful tool for project managers.
So is it really all it's cracked up to be?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it. You're planning a new project. It's complex. There are a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, and you need to make sure you've thought of everything.
Right. So you fire up ChatGPT and tell it what you're working on, what your goals are, what the scope is,
Okay.
and it can actually help you create a detailed plan with milestones, timelines, task breakdowns.
It can do all of that.
It can even suggest dependencies that you might have missed.
Wow, that's impressive. So it's like having a super intelligent project management assistant.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
It takes a lot of the heavy lifting off your plate.
that's fantastic. So once the project is underway, how can ChatGPT help with managing all those individual tasks?
Oh, it's great for that too. You can ask it to create a task list.
Okay.
But not just any task list.
Yeah.
Imagine a table with columns for descriptions, assignees, due dates, priorities, everything you need to keep your team on track.
Wow, so it's like having a digital project manager keeping everything organized.
Exactly. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, there's more.
Way more. A ChatGPT can also be a huge help with communication.
Really? How so?
Think about all those emails you have to write meeting agenda status reports.
Oh yeah, those can be time consuming.
Right. So tell ChatGPT what you need, and it can actually generate those documents for you.
Like it can actually write the email's agendas for me.
It can,
Right.
and it makes sure they're clear, professional, and hit all the key points.
So it's like having a personal assistant who's also a master communicator.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it frees up so much of your time.
So now I'm starting to see how AI can really help project managers focus on the bigger picture.
Exactly. You're not bogged down with all those administrative tasks.
That's incredible. So we've seen how AI can help with planning, task management, communication, problem solving, and reporting. It really is a game changer for project management.
It is, but there's one more piece of the puzzle.
Oh, there's more.
This is where it gets really interesting. It's all about how we interact with these AI tools, how we get them to do what we want.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It's called prompt engineering.
Prompt engineering.
It's the art of crafting those perfect prompts that give the AI the information it needs to generate the best possible responses.
Okay, so it's like giving instructions to a really smart but very literal-minded assistant.
Exactly. If your instructions are vague, the results will be vague too.
Got it.
Yeah.
So we need to be specific and clear in our prompts.
Absolutely. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
If you ask ChatGPT, what do you think about the project? You're probably going to get a pretty generic response.
Not very helpful.
Right. But if you ask something like, what are the top 3 risks we might encounter during the implementation phase, considering our limited resources and the tight deadline, then you're much more likely to get something actionable.
Okay, I see the difference. The second prompt is much more focused and gives ChatGPT the context it needs.
Exactly. It's all about being specific and giving the AI the information it needs to understand what you're looking for.
So it's like speaking the AI's language.
Pretty much, yeah. Here's another example. Instead of saying, help with the project timeline, which is very vague,
Right.
you could try asking, can you suggest a realistic timeline for completing the development phase, taking into account the scope, available resources, and any
Oh, I
dependencies?
see. The more detail you provide, the better the results will be.
Exactly. It's all about giving the AI the right information so it can give you the right answers.
That's a great tip. What are some other things to keep in mind when writing prompts?
Always use relevant keywords.
Okay.
So if you're asking about risk assessment, use words like risks, impact, mitigation. This helps ChatGPT understand exactly what you're looking for.
Got it. Context is key too, right?
Definitely. If you're asking for recommendations on project management software, for example,
Yeah.
tell ChatGPT about your industry, the size of your team, any other relevant details.
So it can tailor its suggestions to my specific needs.
Exactly. It's all about making sure you're both on the same page.
Any other secrets to share?
Sometimes the best way to refine your prompts is to simply ask ChatGPT for clarification.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just add something like, what other information do you need to complete this task?
So it's all about testing, iterating, and finding what works best for you.
Exactly. The more you practice, the better you'll become at guiding the AI to give you exactly what you need.
It's like learning a new language, the language of AI.
A very valuable language to learn these days.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's say you need to assign tasks to your team for the next sprint.
Okay.
You want to make sure you're taking everyone's expertise and workload into account.
Right. It wouldn't be fair to overload someone who's already swamped.
Exactly. So how would you phrase that as a prompt for ChatGPT?
Let's see. How about assign tasks for the upcoming sprint, considering team members' expertise and current workload? Make sure to prioritize tasks based on project milestones and dependencies.
That's a great prompt. It's clear, concise, and gives ChatGPT all the information it needs.
Okay, good. Now let's say we're trying to identify potential risks for a new product launch.
Oh, that's a good one. Risk assessments can be so time-consuming.
They can, and it's easy to miss something important.
Exactly. So what kind of prompt could we use to get ChatGPT's help with this?
Well, we could try something like identify potential risks for the new product launch, categorize them by likelihood and impact, and then suggest ways to mitigate the high priority ones.
Perfect. That would give you a really solid starting point for your risk management plan.
It would. Okay, now for something a little more routine, let's say we need to create an agenda for our weekly project status meeting.
Okay, so we want to make sure it covers all the key points.
Right. Updates on task progress, upcoming milestones, any roadblocks that need discussion.
So the prompt could be something like, create an agenda for our weekly project status meeting. Make sure to include updates on task progress, upcoming milestones, and any roadblocks that need discussion.
Let's add it. ChatGPT would handle all the details and make sure the agenda is organized and easy to follow.
Exactly. Okay, now what if you're stuck on a decision and need some input from ChatGPT?
Interesting. Let's say we're considering adding a new feature request to the current sprint.
Okay, a common dilemma.
Right. We need to figure out if it's feasible and if it aligns with our overall project goals.
So you could ask ChatGPT, evaluate the feasibility of adding a new feature request into the current sprint. Take into account resource constraints, the impact on the project timeline, and whether it aligns with our project goals.
That's a great way to get an objective assessment of the situation.
It is. ChatGPT can analyze all the factors and give you a recommendation based on the data.
Very helpful. Okay, one last scenario.
Mhm.
What if we want to get feedback from the team on our communication?
Okay, so you're looking for ways to improve how you're sharing information and collaborating.
Exactly. How could we use ChatGPT to gather that feedback?
You could try something like, gather feedback from the team on how well our current communication channels are working for this project. Point out strengths and weaknesses, and offer suggestions for improvement to enhance collaboration and information sharing.
Wow, that's impressive. It's like having a built-in survey tool that also analyzes the results for you.
Exactly, and it gives you concrete steps you can take to improve your communication.
It's amazing how many ways we can use ChatGPT to help us manage projects more effectively.
It really is. It's like having a secret weapon.
So to recap, we've explored some awesome AI tools like Gemini and Kanbanchi, and we've seen how ChatGPT can be an incredibly powerful ally for project managers.
And we've learned the importance of prompt engineering.
Right, crafting those clear, concise prompts that guide the AI to give us the insights we need.
It's all about speaking the language of AI,
It really feels like we're entering a new era of project management.
one where AI empowers us to work smarter, not harder.
So what are some key takeaways our listeners should remember as they start exploring AI for their own projects?
Well, first of all, it's important to remember that AI isn't here to replace project managers.
Right. It's a tool to help us do our jobs better.
Exactly. It's about augmentation, not replacement.
Like giving us superpowers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the second key takeaway is that the effectiveness of these AI tools really depends on the quality of our prompts.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out.
Pretty much. So we need to be specific, provide context, and use relevant keywords.
It's like learning a new language.
It is. And the third takeaway is that AI is constantly evolving.
What's cutting edge today might be commonplace tomorrow.
Exactly. So we need to stay curious, keep learning, and embrace the evolution.
We can't be afraid to experiment and try new things.
Absolutely.
So we've talked a lot about the technical side of AI-powered project management, but what about the human element?
That's a great point. We can't forget about the human side of things.
AI can't replace human judgment, creativity, or empathy.
Right. It's all about finding the right balance.
Using AI to streamline tasks and provide insights.
But still relying on our human skills to make the best decisions for our projects and our teams.
So it's not AI versus humans,
It's AI and humans working together
each playing to their strengths.
to achieve incredible results.
That's a great way to put it. It's like we're entering a new era of project management.
One where the only limits are our imagination and our willingness to embrace the power of AI.
Okay, so now that our listeners have had a glimpse of this exciting new world,
I have a question for them.
ooh, I love a good challenge. Lay it on us.
Imagine you're working on a project or have one you'd like to tackle in the future.
Okay.
Now that you've seen what AI can do, how could you use tools like Gemini and ChatGPT to reach your goals more efficiently and effectively?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What are some creative ways you could use them to streamline workflows, improve communication, or uncover hidden risks and opportunities?
That's a great challenge for our listeners.
It's time to put on those AI thinking caps and start exploring.
Don't be afraid to experiment.
The future of AI is in our hands.
Let's make it amazing. You know, it's amazing to think about how AI is impacting not just project management, but pretty much every industry.
Yeah, it's like a tidal wave of change.
It really is. And it's changing the way we think about work itself.
Absolutely. It all comes back to that idea of augmentation.
Right? AI isn't about replacing human workers.
It's about giving us the tools to work smarter.
To be more efficient, more effective,
Exactly.
like giving us superpowers.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
So this shift towards augmentation, it raises some interesting questions.
Yeah, like what kinds of jobs will exist in the future?
Right. What skills will be in demand?
We might even see entirely new job categories emerge.
Like what?
Well, think about roles focused on collaborating with AI, training AI systems, or interpreting AI-generated insights.
Those could be huge.
Absolutely essential in an AI-driven economy.
It feels like we're on the verge of a whole new era of human-AI collaboration.
It does. The lines between human and machine intelligence are definitely blurring.
So how do we prepare ourselves and future generations for this new world of work?
That's the million-dollar question.
It's a big one. Where do we even begin?
Well, I think fostering a mindset of lifelong learning is crucial.
Okay, so we need to be adaptable, curious,
Yeah.
always willing to learn new things.
Exactly. Because technology is evolving so rapidly, we need to be able to keep up.
It's like we're all becoming perpetual students.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
And along with those technical skills, we also need to cultivate the human skills that AI can't replicate.
Like what?
Creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, communication, collaboration, emotional intelligence.
Those are the skills that will really set us apart.
Absolutely. They're what make us human.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into AI-powered project management,
Let me leave you with one final thought.
I'm all ears.
Imagine a world where AI is seamlessly integrated into every part of our lives.
Okay.
Our homes, our workplaces, our cities, even our bodies.
Wow, that's a big thought.
It is.
Right.
What would that world look like? What opportunities and challenges would it present?
And most importantly, how can we ensure that we're shaping that future in a way that benefits everyone?
That's the ultimate challenge.
It's exciting and a little bit daunting at the same time.
It is. But it's a future worth thinking about and working towards.
Absolutely.
Ah,
This has been an incredible exploration of AI and its impact on project management.
it has. We've learned so much.
I hope our listeners are feeling as inspired as I am.
Me too. It's an exciting time to be alive.
It really is. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into AI-powered project management.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.